Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the Atabolan Stadium for this matchup, the 2014-2015 Toyota Classic Final. It's the men in gold and red, Fortin Civic F.C. against the men in black and green, Juan Jabloteh. Both these teams aren't what you would consider the best of the best in the Pro League this season, though Juan Jabloteh having a good start. And Fortin Civic FC, despite having a strong team on paper, haven't had the best of starts to their season.
They are captained by number 5, Andre Etienne. Their head coach is Reynold Carrington. He's assisted by Russ Monroe. The team managers Lyndon Cave and the technical director Steve David.
Previous to this game, we saw a matchup in which Fortin East Secondary defeated Samoa North Secondary. Very much of an upset, as Fortin East Secondary weren't a school that was in the Premiership this season, while Samoa North finished third. As Cornel Thomas knocking this one out for a throw.
And the head coach is Keith Jeffrey.
Durant Dilworth being called for the offside there. Could be an opportunity here. It's Brito's shot coming. Oh, goal! Goal for Juan Jabloteh in the very early going here. Thought for a second it may have been too high of an angle. It wasn't. It was Andel Nori, left-footed shot past the goalkeeper there. Goalkeeper Marvin Phil, the national goalkeeper, national reserve goalkeeper, not having anything to do with that one. And very early on here, it's 1-0 in favor of Juan Jabloteh.
Well, Aaron, is going to be interesting to see how Point is going to come back here, because I think that goal really caught them off guard. But nevertheless was a good shot.
And El Nori on the near side there. And an acute angle goal off his left foot. Springing to life already is the boys from Samoa. No doubt the bulk of the supporters here, George, will be for the boys from Fortin.
Definitely, but all eyes will be on the number 24 Point, that's Boatswain, because he had a hat-trick in the last game here. But I don't know if you'll agree with me, Aaron, but Jabloteh seemed to have started this game a very quick pace, and they are faster to the ball ahead of Fortin. That's hence the reason why that goal was scored too.
As we remember, George, in that game in which Boatswain scored the hat-trick, it was against St. Anne's Rangers, who have started off this season much the very same way they played the entire last season.
I think that's one of the teams that never stopped playing football from last year. They just continue.
No change whatsoever. They were a punching bag last year, and it seems as if it may continue on this season.
Could we say they are punching bags this year?
They're punching bags. I'm not sure. This is a very strong ball upfield. Back with Wesley John, who I haven't seen much of this 2014-2015 season, but in my opinion, one of the best defenders in all of Pro League football. And just as I'm speaking of him, that's what he does. And this is going to be...
That could have spelled some disaster there for Point, and we are saying the technical director for Fortin FC, Steve David, has some concern on his face, actually, because I don't think they were expecting that early shock there they got from Jabloteh. But I think you better be careful how you speak about the Point players tonight, because we saw what happened there with Wesley John. As soon as you were complimenting him just now, he made a terrible pass which could have spelled some disaster for the team. But the good thing about the goal, it was scored early, so that gives Point sufficient time to really settle down and come back into the game.
What I like about what I'm seeing from Jabloteh, however, is that they haven't let up. They haven't given in at all to Fortin. Sorry, they haven't given in at all after scoring. They've just been pressuring, they've been attacking. haven't taken their feet off the gas.
And surprisingly, we are not seeing Marcus. And what a shot! And it took.
Listen to the Atabolan Stadium, George.
It had to take a good shot coming from the boot of that's Pacheco. We know what Pacheco can do, Aaron. We have seen Pacheco at the days of TN Tech and over the years. And what I was about to say before the shot was taken is that surprisingly we are not seeing Marcus Joseph not on the point team. So we might have to make some inquiry as to, what's the status of Marcus Joseph.
Speaking of left foots isn't the way. Speaking of left footers, Marcus Joseph and Andre Pacheco, some of the most dangerous left footers. Pushing outfield now. Nice on the ball here, looking wide.
One. So I'm going again. Anybody like that? 7, 9, 0, 1. Come downstairs here by I am the announcer. And you.
George, no question about who has the majority of the supporters here this evening.
6-1. Easy business.
Yes, I think Point has the supporters here. We are yet to see any support from or for the Jabloteh team. Maybe they will get the Sawa-based team when they come out of the dressing room. But so far, the support here definitely is for Point.
I think also something we can say is that the supporters for Point Fortin have been very loyal.
7-9-0.
Ball inside is a skimming hit there.
An opportunity there. Is that's Wesley John?
6-1. 8-1.
Well, Aaron, if you look at the game at the present state, actually after the goal, the game has kind of fizzled out now, with both teams equally poised right now with opportunities.
Indeed.
Percentage of the ball.
So I would say it could have been an opportunity for Point Fortin, but nothing going there. Here's Batiste. Batiste looking at his near side. It's going to be held on to. Thought for a second there that Marvin Phillip may have been in a spot of butter, but there was little power on that one.
0-1 inside, yeah. Congratulations.
This one is sent inside nicely. It's going to be too strong, however. This man on the far side there, Kelvin Modest, not being able to catch up to that one. Didn't have the wheels that probably a Marcus Joseph would. Pushing inside there, shot coming left-footed, shot. Oh, what a save from Marvin Phillip. Springing to life again, Andel Nori. He scored the first time. He saw blood. He saw the back of the net there again. But Marvin Phillip this time up to the task. A very good opportunity there for Juan Jabloteh. You can hear the difference in applause when Civic has an opportunity as compared to when Juan Jabloteh has an opportunity. Jabloteh had a pinging opportunity there and almost no one said anything. But when Civic had a good one earlier on, the entire Atabolan Stadium went up in arms. It's going to be poor pass there and out of touch for a goal kick. Yes, Tuesday trying to get a pass off there to Pacheco, but not working as it's taken away by Juan Jabloteh, or pushing forward with numbers. This could be an offside. No, it's Trent. No way! Trent Nori. I was about to say there's no way he could miss that one, but a burst of speed. He's using his length, his size, his athleticism there. Speak very highly of Rondell Winchester, who will not be able to play for Central FC until the turn of the new year.
And also Plaza.
Also Plaza, yes. About his speed, athleticism, size for a left footer, but Trent Norrie is the corners coming in. Oh, that could have been a golden opportunity there.
And really and truly, Aaron, point for this Civic and not looking good at the back.
Sorry, not Trent, but Andel Norrie looking much the player I thought Rondell Winchester to be. And if they're not looking good at the back and Norrie continues looking as good as he has to start this one, could spell more than a spot of danger for them as Etienne is working here with Norrie. Sorry, that's Stephen Joseph. Oh, what a turn here, evading that tackle from Toussé. It's Cornel Thomas. Toussé with it. Bit indecisive as he's trying to move upfield, but it'll be out of touch for a throw in favor of Point Fortin Civic. This one swung inside nicely and is held onto there by Shane Mattis.
Well, with all the excitement going on around us, Aaron, I wouldn't say actually on the field, but around us, we want to take this opportunity to just let the viewers know that this is the finals of the Toyota Classic, and Jabloteh currently leading by 1-0, and the action is coming to you on Axe Television Network.
Will that 1-0 scoreline change anytime soon? Point Fortin Civic F.C. will be hopeful that they can put a change to that.
And I'm looking at Steve David, the technical director for Point Fortin, and not looking too happy at all is Steve David.
He's actually unmoved. This is a nice little ball inside as Etienne attempting to clear that one there, but manages to find his fellow stopper Wesley John in the process. Here's Modest. Modest taking a bit of time to decide what he's doing here. Is eventually going to Toussé. May have an opportunity to go wide. Now he goes wide. Upfield to Redhead there, attempting to get that pass to Redhead was Stephen Joseph, but it'll be into the safe grasp of Shane Mattis in goal for Juan Jabloteh. George, it will be a pleasant change in football to see Juan Jabloteh come away with the Toyota Classic Championship.
Well, I think it will do a lot for them, because definitely they did not have a good season last year, and they acquire a couple of Jamaicans on the team, acquire some new sponsors. So I think it will be good for them. Likewise, it will also be good for Point Fortin, who really up to the opening of this league, they weren't sure if they would have been in the league this year. So I think either of these two teams winning here tonight would really do something to their confidence here. And it's, as I said earlier, it's good to see two new teams instead of the Connections, Defence Force, Central FC here playing in the finals.
Something we have to speak of as well. We haven't gotten the opportunity to speak of it on air. Is just what you said there, the fact that Point Fortin Civic FC was actually uncertain as to whether they were playing in the Pro League this season or not. So it's really an oddity in football to have a team lose almost every single game in which they played and by handy margins and still be a member of the Pro League this year. But for monetary reasons, another team who actually started off quite well and finished middle of the pack in the end almost didn't make it into the Pro League this season. So for the many good in Trinidad and Tobago's football, there have been some dark spots as well. The good tonight for Trinidad and Tobago's football is the attendance here. As this is a ball inside, it's headed away by Wesley John. And the attendance here largely due to the fact that Point Fortin Civic FC is in the finals. A nice little touch here, trying to get past the defender Cornel Thomas, but not letting it happen.
Well, actually, I was listening this morning to the both coaches on TV6, and the Nigel Henry, the assistant coach for Jabloteh, said that definitely what we are seeing here with Jabloteh is definitely the plan that he said they were coming out with. They wanted to be quicker, and they wanted to get an early goal and put some pressure on Point Forte, and that's exactly what has happened here.
Indeed. He must be very happy with what he's seeing. The only thing that would make him happy is probably another goal or two before the end of the first half. Civic FC looking for some light, looking for an opportunity here. This is a ball inside, looking for Andre Pacheco, but it's taken away. This one's knocked out of touch for a throw in favor of Point Fortin. George, I remember when Civic first entered the Pro League, we saw coolers, we saw food, we smelled food.
It was a different, the only Pro League team that I think came close to Point was Tech when they hadn't just started. But after Tech, we saw, because I remember the first game that Point played was at this very said stadium, and there were two gentlemen, two senior citizens I would say, and when I spoke to them, they actually told me that in years that was the first football game they have ever come out to. But as Point didn't continue to perform the way they were performing, that support, and you know how support of football is in Trinidad and Tobago, that support started to dwindle.
That game is.
So if they can win here tonight, maybe that might bring back some support. And I'm also looking at Guaya United. They have somewhat lost some of their support too, because they are not winning. So that's the quality of football supporters in Trinidad and Tobago. When you are not winning, you lose support.
But then W Connection have been winning for years, and it's only when they have a final match or a Caribbean Cup match where you actually see supporters coming out.
Well, I've never really seen a large contingent of supporters following. There is support for W Connection, but I've never really seen a large contingent like what we saw with in Guaya Club Sando or Point Forte. We have never seen that with Connection, but they have support.
Memory serves me correctly. That first game in which Civic FC played in the Pro League was against Police FC. They won 4-1. Matthew Bartholomew had a double. Marcus Joseph scored once, and if I can't remember correctly, I think it was Aubrey David scoring the other. If it was those three players, neither of them are on the field to start this one here. Neither.
Well, that's it. That's Aubrey. Aubrey just back from his stint in I think it's in Finland. It's either Finland or one of those countries. You know, I don't know.
Sorry, it wasn't Aubrey. I remember Aubrey didn't play for Civic last year, but you can go ahead, George.
Yeah. I know Aubrey's from Point, and there were talk once upon a time with him, you know, joining Point. I don't know who he's playing for presently. I've not heard his name called as yet, but I know he was a member of Caledonia up to
last season.
Yeah.
The beginning of last season, end of the previous season, I think. It's another good work here by Stephen Joseph.
But definitely you are seeing Jabloteh. They are the quicker of the both teams on the field at present.
Something you spoke of as well, 4.4 in Civic FC, was their lack of firepower last season. There was a point where they went, I think, was 5 goals and just scoring one game in those 5 games, and scoring 1 goal in those 5 games.
Yes.
And Coach Reynald Carrington was trying all sorts of things up front, inserting Hakeem Redhead, having Tuse come off the bench, Pacheco starting, all sorts of different combinations. As that was a iffy decision there.
And again, you saw there that certainly had to be some miscommunication between the goalkeeper and his defender.
Will be added to the end of the first half. 1 minute added to the end of the first half.
It's actually 45 minutes and 30 seconds, so it's going to be probably another 30 to 45 seconds of football before the end of the first half. The first half saw a first or second minute goal scored by Rondell Nori, and nothing much after that. This is a nicely sent in ball here, but Marvin Phillip, that's the mark of a really good goalkeeper, George. He had all the vision in the world to know exactly where that football was going. It didn't pass too far from the upright, but he had all the confidence to know where the ball was going. But Nori shot in the second minute.
Didn't have the opportunity.
Yes, he didn't have the opportunity at all. It was a lightning struck there, as it's going to be the final whistle of the first half. George, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, that's the end of the first half, and I think that Point will still feel that they are in the game. It's just a 1-goal advantage, And I think that the second half they will have a lot to play for, and we are hoping to see both teams coming out, Jabloteh to extend the lead or point to score early and take the game away from Jabloteh. So stay tuned, viewers. We'll be right back after the short break.
Welcome back, viewers. The second half action in this matchup, the Toyota Classic final. Fortin Civic F.C. currently down 1-0 to San Juan Jabloteh team that has made the most of their opportunities thus far. That's a foul. Interestingly enough, early foul. We saw early goal in the first half when Fortin Civic F.C. scoring in with about 90 seconds of football. Let's see if, San Juan Jabloteh scoring with about 90 seconds of football being played. Let's see if Civic FC and Andre Pacheco with that powerful left foot can equalize early on here. I can assure you, if Pacheco does, this Atabolan Stadium will erupt. Stay by himself. A 4-man wall for the men from San Juan. Here's Pacheco. Left footed shot into the wall. It's actually 5 men. As it's cleared out for a throw in favor of Fortin Civic FC. It's Pacheco getting it wide here. It's a Garl Doldron. Here's Redhead, but he's not being able to stay in control as that's on a touch for a throw in favor of San Juan Jabloteh. Referee Neil Brizans. It's actually a free kick for Fortin Civic FC. Quickly taken as it's upfield by Etienne. Looking in the direction there. Oh, opportunity now. Slipping. Still in control. Wide now to Redhead. By himself. Trying to get a shot, but only ups to find open space and going out of touch for a goal kick. Jamil Boatswain, they had an opportunity as a man who scored the hat-trick. In their previous game against St. Anne's Rangers. Maybe sad to say, but St. Anne's Rangers is a team that many attacking players would fancy themselves to score against. And if they don't, they'd be pretty upset with themselves for not doing so. This could be an opportunity as it's ill-directed there. Good defensive work. Just want to send the direction of Tuser. He's trying to gain control here. Defender's doing a good job on him there. Sconil Thomas has it. Left footed upfield. A nice ball, a nice find. Nice piece of defense there by Etienne as he's tripping, he's slipping, and he's infringing the play in the process.
You know, Aaron, except for the goal that was scored, there isn't anything that the supporters can really say. We saw a more crowd response during the kick for cash than what we actually seen during the game at present. And that was a very late whistle.
Garl Doldron there. It's the culprit being called for fouling Andel Nori there. Nori a very big, strong player, so for him to fall so easily, I think Doldron is probably a bit upset and think it's a bit of acting on the part of Nori, but he'll be taking it nonetheless. He'll be happy because he'll be taking the free kick as well. Oh, Norrie straight into the arms of a Marvin Phillip, who almost let it get away from him there as he's powerfully sending this one upfield, looking for Jamil Boatswain. Foul. Another lead whistle there by referee Neil Brizan, but this time it's in favor of Point Fortin Civic FC. This one wide here, attempted to clear that one, but will be going out of touch for a corner in favor of Point Fortin Civic FC.
At present, Aaron, the way this game is playing out here, it looks like this game is going to end up as a 1-0 victory unless Point Fortin don't really, get something going, because they have not really troubled Shane Matheson goal thus far.
Pacheco to be taking this left foot corner as it's 5 men for points in the box there. Poor attempted clearance, but it's still out of the box nonetheless for Juan Jabloteh. There's Batiste trying to get it. Nice little ball there for Man making an overlapping run. Batiste. Kerry Batiste trying to get inside there. Only manages to fall.
I think Kerry Batiste was trying to get that ball on his left foot.
It's a yellow card, George?
I think Point has lost their way somewhere along in this game. A lot of fouls are being allowed here by the Point team, and as I said earlier, they have yet to trouble Shane Matheson goal. So I can't see where that goal is coming from right now.
Interesting enough, you're speaking of the goal, where's the goal coming from? But Kevin Rouse is actually coming off the bench, and he's one of the better defenders for Point Fortin Civic FC. So Coach Ronald Carrington thinking of shoring up his defensive line, not allowing another goal.
Yes, you're strengthening your defense, but so far we have not seen, anything up front where it's actually showing you that they are capable of scoring a goal right now.
Let's just see if Point Fortin Civic FC were hopeful that Boatswain would have a big impact in this game, and he's also a crowd favorite is Rouse from Point Fortin. I'm not surprised on this substitution as number 18. Lougheed is coming out and Rouse is in. Lougheed is playing central midfield position. I think the best thing we can say for Lougheed's game tonight, he's really tried, but wasn't able to break through and make that big of a difference, as it's almost a 3-stopper back line for Point Fortin Civic FC with Stephen Joseph moving into the midfield. Garel Doldron will also be in the back line. Seems that Rouse is playing a right back position. His favoured position is a stopper. That's hustle there being shown by Kelvin Modest. So down the line, but not being able to keep that in play there. This is out of touch for a throw. Pacheco looking upfield. Here's Modest. But George, I think if you look at the Point Fortin Civic FC team, the same issues they had last season in terms of scoring goals. Just looking at their play on the field, as Pacheco is making a nice little move there to Tusse. Tusse is really the only creator up front. There's no one else who really has that ability to...
If you recall last year, Marcus Joseph was their main goal scorer, and this year is Boatswain. And Boatswain has been taken out of this game right now. So
I wouldn't say completely, but it's almost completely taken out.
And the only person that you've seen that you feel might be able to do something for Point is Tusse.
This one's sent field by Pacheco as it's headed away by Juan Jabloteh and attempting to move forward on a counter-attack. Nice little ball here. Chicky Bertrand, this might be overweighted as it's looking in the way of Dilwith Duran. And he is not able to get in control of that one. This one center field nicely. His chest there. Here's Redder taking a shot. Oh, what a good save from Mattis. Redder almost from out of nowhere. But Shane Mattis up to the task, punching it over the bar and out of touch. But what a good save there. The best opportunity of the game for Point Fortin Civic FC, George?
Well, I was just about to say that in the entire game thus far, the best opportunity for Point Fortin. So let's see if they can build on that from this corner kick to be taken by Andre Pacheco.
Here's Doldron trying to keep it in play. Referee assistant not seeing anything on that one as it stays in touch. Boatswain trying to push up field here and get inside, but it's Mattis. And that's what pressure does, is Mattis didn't have an opportunity to settle there. What direction will he goes? He's going wide. Oh, what a ball. What a fine attack him Redhead. Redhead is looking for the man in the middle, but not being able to get it in connection with Boatswain there. Cornel Thomas trying to clear it upfield. Rouse doing a good job there. A bit of miscommunication between Pacheco and Joseph there results in the pass being taken away by Kerry Batiste. Oh, what a trip. Where did that slip come from? Seemed as if his legs just gave away on him. It looked like a woman on the runway, on the catwalk, modeling in some high heels and just slipping. Doldron finding Akeem Redhead. Redhead back with Doldron. There's a couple men team out on the inside. Finds Modest back with, that's Tuse. There's Pacheco, left-footed player, left-footed pass there to Joseph. Joseph has a man on him. Getting it back with Tuse. And here's Pacheco, picking shot. Oh, goal! Andre Pacheco bringing to life the Atabolan Stadium. That's the left foot we are looking for. And look at his Point Fortin Civic FC supporters. Look at his teammates. What a left foot from Andre Pacheco. And look at these Point Fortin Civic FC supporters. George spoke of the left foot. Some say it's a bullet, some say it's a cannon, some call it a demon. But Andre Pacheco, the left foot, coming off the bottom of the crossbar. I thought for a second there that it may not have been finding the back of the net, but it just goes to show you the nature of football. Point Fortin Civic FC supporters were upset that the possession almost seemed stagnated. They had no sort of movement there in the play positively, however, and Pacheco just finding an opening and pinging that one. One goal apiece, and now we have a football match. Here's Andel Nori. Here's Etienne now trying to get it upfield to Boatswain. A buzz in the Atabolan Stadium here. That's Point Fortin Civic FC scoring for the first time, and what a goal from Andre Pacheco. That's one that won't be forgotten for a long time. Round of applause for that takeaway from Andre Etienne. And again, it's the nature of football. We saw Point Fortin making some borderline foolish plays, but just a goal like that, bringing to life all these supporters here. Hundreds, possibly even close to 1,000 supporters for Point Fortin Civic FC, as Two says here. Looking now to Stephen Joseph. He has Modest in the middle. He has Two to his left. We getting it off the body of Kerry Batiste as it goes back out of touch for a through. George, what a goal from Andre Pacheco there.
Well, I must eat some of my words because really and truly up to that point in time, I really didn't see a goal coming from the point team. But as I said, goals can come at any time, at any moment. So it's all tied up here at 1 goal apiece, and it's going to be a ding-dong battle for the last 17 minutes, and definitely this game should open up here in the last 17 minutes.
This is what you want to see when you come to a final, George, is when Fortin being able to equalize here. If you remember, in years gone by, teams like Point Fortin in matches such as these, where the large crowds have come out to support them, really haven't been very successful. We saw TN Tech in many a final, many a opportunity to win titles and losing to teams that they really thought they'd have won against. Point Fortin Civic F.C. had the opportunities last year. That's a clear foul there, and El Nori being called for that one.
Well, maybe this is the turning point here in the game for Point Fortin. Maybe they can seize the opportunity here, scoring that goal and taking the game to Jabloteh. And maybe Jabloteh can now be get a bit flustered, because I think they would have felt that they had the game totally under control, for a longer period. Well, you are seeing now what the pressure is doing to these teams here now, and referee Brizan has to separate the both players here. But definitely, if you are now joining us, we want to greet you with the news that it's now a 1-1 score here at Yato Boland Stadium with just about under 15 minutes remaining to play.
Free kick coming inside. This is going to be interesting, as it's goalkeeper Shane Mattis holding on to it in the end. Free kick here. This could be interesting. George has it sent away by...
It would not have come because the
offside flag was raised.
Yes. So that's definitely around the last couple of minutes. Things certainly going point way. The fouls are now committed by the Jabloteh team. So it appears that this game is going to end regulation time 1-1 in case, as it seems presently right now, 3 minutes remaining. So somebody has to come out with some spectacular play. And
here's Andre Alexis, a substitute. He has a man in oh, what a ball. Here's Joseph. He's trying to get there, but he's tripping in the process. Not quick enough, not big enough to get past the defender, but he was able to come back there, and the foul being called. Pushing upfield. This could be an opportunity, as it's a pinging shot. Oh, what a save from Marvin Phillips.
What a shot.
What a shot, and what a save.
Equally brilliant save there from Marvin Phillips.
Was Fabian Reed there. Haven't heard much of him, hadn't seen much of him thus far in this one, but beautiful right foot there. This one will be out of touch for a corner in favor of Juan Jabloteh. That's the minute of regulation left, as we enter the 90th minute in this one. Awkwardly, but effectively done. And a clearance there by Akeem Redhead. And it's headed away by Rouse, but no one's there to collect it, as Alexis was pressuring there. Good work from the Point Fortin Civic F.C. striker there, as Rouse falls and being infringed from behind, according to referee Neil Brizan. The fourth official, Cecile Hine, signaling 3 minutes of additional time to be played at the end of the second half. I find it's a bit much as there haven't been much stoppages, but these two teams have 3 minutes to get onto the board once more. Oh, this could be interesting. This could be really interesting. Etienne falling. Marvin Phillip and one player left. And it's a pass, and it's, what a save.
What a brilliant
That's
defense in there. Well, maybe Coach Carrington had a reason for bringing him on, because definitely
he saved them there.
Yes.
And actually, I said that it being down a goal to nil, bringing on a defender seemed a bit odd at the time, but it actually worked out as Alexis is moving upfield here now. Whoa, what a poor pass there from Andre Alexis. Sometimes, George, I wonder.
Whatever the outcome is, there is Point definitely had the opportunities here in the second half. They had the opportunities, and we saw one going astray there earlier.
A minute and a half of additional time has been played. A minute and a half left. Akim Reddit completely missing the head on that occasion. This one is wide. Can he get there? No, he can't. As it's out of touch for a throw. This one is wide, looking there for Tuse. Can he get there in time? No, he can't. Good work of screening him off there. Good defensive work by Juan Jabloteh. This is a poor throw, however. There's Pacheco, the goal scorer. Andre Alexis being knocked off of that one. Will Pacheco take a shot from this distance? He's running away from the spot as Tuse is standing there. But George, I would fancy Pacheco from here.
I will hate to put my foot in my mouth, but I think this will be the last opportunity for Point Fortin before the final whistle blows. But it's a good distance. Nothing is impossible where Pacheco is concerned. We know he has power in that left foot.
Doesn't look as if he may be going goalwards here, however. It's a pass, and it's a header, and it's going to be in! No, it's not. No, it's not. It hit the back of the net, though, but from the wrong side. And that is the final.
Well, as I said, that had to be the last opportunity. So we should be going straight to the penalty kicks to decide the winner of the 2014 Toyota Club Classic. But Aaron, a good second half, especially coming after Point equalized. They did step up their game.
I think that's what you want to see in a final matchup, as when Fortin Civic FC really stepped up, really came to life, and bringing some cheer to these supporters. We'll see exactly what happens from kicks in the penalty spot in a few. So viewers, do stay tuned for action from the penalty spot.
As we rejoin you here at the Atterbury Stadium. Well, this is the deciding moment here, Aaron. After the 90 minutes of full-time 1-1, it goes to the penalty kick. Johan Peltier will be first up for Jabloteh.
Young player, seasoned nonetheless. He'll be taking this one as Marvin Phillip, speaking of being seasoned, very well seasoned as a national player, Pro League player for so many years. Peltier, Phillip. Oh, and it's Peltier. One goal. Nothing so far, as that looks to be Andre Etienne walking to the spot there.
Yes, the captain for Point Fortin stepping up to lead by example.
Let's hope it's a good example.
But definitely Point, after equalizing Aaron, they had a couple of opportunities, but they wasted some opportunities.
Point Fortin Civic FC looking to be victors of the Toyota Classic Cup for the first time. Right footed to MTN now from Etienne. Can he convert? No, he
And
can't.
oh my!
Shane Mattis.
Well, we see Shane Mattis there coming up big for Juan Jabloteh. So, really, truly, Aaron didn't lead by example there for his team.
That was telling you, it better be a good example as Etienne, at least George. The support has been there from his teammates.
Yes. But I think somewhere along the line, Marvin Phillips is going to come up big, at least with one good save.
Bertrand. And it's back of the net.
So actually, we are now hearing some support for Juan Jabloteh. So maybe they came in for the ending of the game, because certainly we weren't hearing any support for this team during the entire game.
Pacheco is the man standing in this spot here now. Actually, the goal scorer for Fortin Civic F.C. Pacheco, no doubt going for power here, no doubt ripping the net. 2-1 after two quick pieces.
Taking no prisoner there is Andre Pacheco.
Taking no chances as well.
But I think everything lies on Marvin Phillips coming up with a big save here to bring this team back into this game.
Okay. Kerry Batista and Marvin Phillips, former teammates on TN Tech. Marvin was actually Kerry's captain. Kerry Batista is the captain of Juan Jabloteh, trying to go ahead 3-1 here. And Marvin Phillips not being able to hold on to that one as into the back of the net. Batiste converting 3-1. Juan Jabloteh, George, looking pretty convincing here.
So far, yes.
Kevin Rouse walking to the spot now. The substitute came into the defense, but the substitute actually made a big difference, helping his team score. So let's see if he can get past Shane Mattis here.
Point needs to score now. They must score now.
Number 23 for Fortin, Kevin Rouse.
Kevin Rouse, number 23 for Fortin Civic FC, played a bit of right back today. He's a stopper by profession. Let's see what he does here. Stepping up to the plate and converting. Kevin Rouse, bottom right. 3-2. Fortin Civic FC hopeful that either Juan Jabloteh player misses or Marvin Phillips comes up with a save here.
Next up for Jabloteh is number 24, Adrian Reed.
Adrian Reed, the man stepping to the spot now for Juan Jabloteh. Shane Mattis, Marvin Phillips. In goal.
Well, this is where Marvin Phillips needs to step up here. He definitely needs to step up here. Is he?
Mattis. That's Philip. And again.
Jabloteh.
Well, Jabloteh is just one goal away from the 2014.
Or one miss.
One miss, actually, yes.
FC. That looks like Stephen Joseph walking to the spot.
I think Point will be disappointed here if they come out on the losing end here.
Extremely disappointed given the fact that they had Marvin Phillips in goal. Look at Kerry Batista's behavior.
And Kerry Batista, like, he knows that the team is already...
He's counting that $50,000.
Yes.
Stephen Joseph versus Shane Mattis. And
that's it.
San Juan Jabloteh, the 2014 Toyota Classic champions. And look at the celebration.
And if you looked at Kerry Batiste, like he drafted out the whole plan for this game because he was so sure that that player was going to miss or something was going to happen, that he was the first man to run out. So as we leave from the Arthur Boland Stadium, we want to say a special thanks to our cameraman Kadim Charles, and Aaron, we want to thank you for coming here this afternoon and assisting us. Your closing comments on this game.
Well, George, I think it was a good game of football, a good finals, but again, for the many, many supporters that made the trek from Point Fortin and environs to come up here. So, of course, not just people from Point Fortin, but also from Cedros, from Labrie, from all over coming up to see this game. It was a disappointment for them, but nonetheless, a very good final. And sadly, it had to end kicks to the penalty spot, but happily for San Juan Jabloteh, they came away $50,000 richer and the new holders of the Toyota Classic title for 2014.
Well, as we leave you from the Arthur Boland Stadium, we leave you with a presentation function and with the new San Juan Jabloteh at the 2014 Toyota Cup champions, defeating Point Fortin Civic Center by way of penalty kicks. So we thank you for staying with us, and remember, you can lock on to Acts 25 for football coverage throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago. So we say good night and be safe as we leave you with a presentation of awards.
And now receive it. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, round of applause, Jabloteh